Excuse me while I flex. Bad, that's to my left. You're bad with bad breath. For bags I do conquest. Find bag then I collect. No that love text. Like geeks know every spec. Both cheeks I grab, oh yes. It's like I'm grandma, yes. PT rep that till death. Get back, I need 10 steps. Don't care who got up next. PT can't miss. Ain't heard no like this. Pull out my she lick. I got the bread to trick. I see your ex down bad, I think he need assist, So I went and that mama, I came in this with no drama, I'm on my way to the tippity top. I'm so OP, think I'm an op. B-O-B-M-O-B-G-A-N-G. Love me while the f*** would I stop? I might get bored and just get in the stocks. Shawty just gave me the slippery slop. I love black girls that listen to rock. You think you're trying to put me
this
in
ain't
box?
for containing, you stupid little. Ain't no point in saving when let the skull. I'm so good at singing the way I carry notes. They frame what I'm saying, treat that like pain is. This not a handout, we not relaying. Competition, all we do is dust it. I'm the type to hold her face and it. I'ma hold her hair up if she suck it.
Leave her looking like a musket. I'm really him with his assumption. I was getting 5-star for my luncheon. Keep on giving me lip, I'ma bust it. I don't really walk anywhere, I'm a floating. I'm a real nightmare, put your vote in. Gon' flinch and start punching. I'ma keep on doing it till it's sucking.
I see why you are stressed, because you're no contest. 12 I can't confess. Drop racks, I'll clean my mess. Excuse me while I flex. Bad, that's to my left. You're bad with bad breath. For bags I do conquest. Find bag then I collect. No that love text. Like geeks know every spec. Both cheeks I grab, oh yes. It's like I'm grandma, yes. PT rep that till death. Get back, I need 10 steps. Don't care who got up next.
PT can't miss. Ain't heard no like this. Pull out my she lick. I got the bread to trick. I see your ex down bad, I think he need assist, So I went and that mama, I came in this with no drama, I'm on my way to the tippity top. I'm so OP, think I'm an op. B-O-B-M-O-B-G-A-N-G. Love me while the f*** would I stop? I might get bored and just get in the stocks. Shawty just gave me the slippery slop. I love black girls that listen to rock. You think you're trying to put me
this
in
ain't
box?
for containing, you stupid little. Ain't no point in saving when let the skull. I'm so good at singing the way I carry notes. They frame what I'm saying, treat that like pain is. This not a handout, we not relaying. Competition, all we do is dust it. I'm the type to hold her face and it. I'ma hold her hair up if she suck it.
Leave her looking like a musket. I'm really him with his assumption. I was getting 5-star for my luncheon. Keep on giving me lip, I'ma bust it. I don't really walk anywhere, I'm a floating. I'm a real nightmare, put your vote in. Gon' flinch and start punching. I'ma keep on doing it till it's sucking.
afternoon. Welcome to Wyatt Live. We right here. We right where we supposed to be. Short show today, but let's go. OH. OH. Where they at? OH. I'm sorry for being late, but if you only knew, I was on the road at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how I did it. I swear, I drove with one eye open and the other one closed. I was asleep. Half my body was asleep. The other half of my body was driving home. OH. 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 It's some that can't stand it. I don't know. I mean, there's some people that can't stand it. I've invested a lot of money in Ohio State, and whether we like it or not, when the football teams and the sports teams do well, the school tends to have a little bit more prestige, and for some odd reason, it does a little bit better in the academic area. I don't know what it is. Maybe it could just be that a lot of the, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I'll let you figure that out. Okay, I see the IOs. What up, though? OH. And it's going to be a problem next year, too. It's going to be a problem next year because the bench is deep. The bench is deep. You got guys sitting on the sideline that was suited up that could be starting on teams this year. They could have been starting on teams this year, but they wanted to go to the Buckeyes and wait their turn. We got little bros. My nephew, he up there. Oh, my God. He a terror. He is an absolute terror. I don't know if y'all remember that big hit he put on St. X in Cincinnati. Up there in Cincinnati. I don't know if y'all remember that hit that he put on that boy at St. X. Going across the middle. What was he thinking trying to catch some shit across the middle from some Lakota West boys? Didn't he know that was the west side of Lakota that he was going across? You can't go across the middle and catch nothing in that backfield. Nephew put a hit on him, broke the internet. Over 1 million views. A couple years ago, but he been sitting on, look, in college, it's very rare that you're going to play as a freshman. That's why they make it a big deal. They make it a huge deal when Maurice Claret and these guys can come in from their schools in high school and jump right into a grown man's game. Because I don't know if y'all know this, but D1 college football is a man's game. I wouldn't play that shit. Don't make me less. Yeah, it make me less than a man. I'm not built for football. Not that level. I could play some killer man in the yard. I could play some flag football, some tag. We could play some shit at the house. But once it got to a certain level, you got to be built for that shit. My man Hooks and them guys, Darnell Lavender and them dudes from down the way and all, they built for that shit. They bodies is built to get hit, and they built to hit catch and get back up. Look, I played flanker in high school. That shows my age a little bit because they don't call them flanker now. They call them slot receivers / halfbacks or whatever. I was a guy, I was fast, I was fast, so you give me the ball. What a lot of people didn't understand about my game, and all my partners that I know that I played with, they probably laughing at me right now because they knew that I could run pretty fast. I'm talking about when I got to the high school level. They were like, bruh, this dude, can run. What they didn't know is I was scared. I ran that fast so I wouldn't get hit. I wasn't running for the touchdown. I was running to get out of the way. You understand? I was running away from getting hit, and I just happened to be quick at that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Same thing in boxing. My hands was fast. I got very well, I had very quick hands, slip game, all that very fast. But what I realized late in, doing my little boxing, I never had a career, but what I realized in boxing is that the bag don't hit back. It's easy to slip out of the way of the bag. It's easy to do that. It ain't so easy when the other dude across from you is just as fast as you, if not faster. I learned the hard way that the slip game ain't all that great. I got caught. I used to get caught underneath all the time. I'm slipping and sliding. I was a pretty ass little fight. I had my man Sean. All of us had the gangster game. We had the gangster lean and all that old shit. But if you fight against somebody who know how to fight in the ring, they actually know the skills and the techniques. It only take them a few minutes to figure you out. If you don't have an arsenal of different things to do in the ring, it's just a matter of time before they start connecting on you. Just a matter of time. So I didn't have time for that shit. I just figured, hey, I'll get into a different aspect of the fight game. Same thing with football, bro. Listen, once it got to a point where dudes was getting scholarship offers, it was time for me to exit the sport. Because they will kill your ass to prove a point to every school that's looking at them that they supposed to be here. And I'm better than him. And I had no problem letting them be better than me. You can be better than me on the football field. This ain't my arena. This is not my thing to do. You're right. I probably shouldn't even be here. You're absolutely freaking right. I probably shouldn't even be in here. You understand? I can't take them hits like them guys take. And if you really look at it, man, football is a brutal sport. I don't even know how some of them get up off the ground from just falling the way they fall, let alone the hit. Have you seen some of the hits? Like yesterday. Well, the college football game, the national championship game, the OH game, our national champion Buckeyes, may I ask. That was one thing. That was indoors. We was feeling good. Felt good outside. But them games in Buffalo, shit. Buffalo, do you know it was like 4 degrees outside, and when the wind blow, it was below? It was negative. And you want me to catch a ball with all this plastic shit I got on, helmet and pads, and you want me to catch a football and get hit when it's 6 below outside and snow and all? There's no way. I ain't built for that. I know they make a lot of money, but I'm not built for that. Or, all right, let's put it on the other side. Everybody say, well, you can play defense. You catch the ball, they catch the ball, and you go hit them. That hurt just as bad. Did you see some of them guys that was putting hits on the offense, guys? The defense was hitting them, and the defender wasn't getting up. It takes a certain type of person to do that. You have to be built to play that sport. You have to be built for that sport to sustain all the things that they go through. There ain't a guy out there in last night's game. What the cameras don't show, when you're actually at the game, when you're there, I watched my nephew. They don't get in the game. I watch them, but then I watch the guys that come off the field, the stars. The camera don't show this. I watch the stars come off the field and go over to the bench, and I could tell they in pain. They limping. They doing shit like this, trying to stretch shit out, work it all out. After they come off the field, all of them, quarterback, running back, wide receivers, when they come to the sideline, they over there getting worked on. Shit, shit. Back in my day, I might need you to tie my shoe. That's it. Like, the only work you gonna do on me is tie my shoe, bro, because I'm not getting hit like this. I'll run out of bounds. I'll fall down. Ain't no way you about to hit my little ass going across the middle doing nothing. Now, if my buddy Corvell was on here, he played ball with me where we played ball in Europe. And he'll tell you, I got hit across the middle one time and everybody went crazy because it was me. Like they never, like I ran a slant out of the hole. You know, y'all know, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I was an inside receiver playing the slot. I ran a 2-yard slant inside. It's called a flag. Caught the ball and got hit by a linebacker simultaneously as the ball hit me. I got hit by the linebacker, and you would have thought it was a scene in the movie. What was that movie that your boy played in? Jerry Maguire. I laid out there. I thought I was dead. I laid out there flat as hell like this, and I didn't know if I was gonna make it or not. I honestly didn't have any pain. I was shocked there was no pain, but the impact was so loud. Boom, all that plastic hitting one another. I was shocked that I was still alive. I dropped the ball and it looked like a scene from a movie or like a slow motion old ass NFL playback scene or something. It was crazy. And that was the end of my career. That was my senior year in high school. And we were probably 3 games away from the season ending. And I don't think I caught a pass or ran a ball the next 3 games after that hit because I wasn't built for it. You know what I mean? Like I could only think, it's like the fear of heights. Most people, like myself, we're scared of heights because we think of what could happen. And that's how I was. I was shocked. I was just gone. I wasn't taking that hit. I wasn't taking another hit like that. You understand? Because here's the thing. I know I got shit in life to do. And it wasn't going to be playing football. My sister Tracy messing with me. She said, softy. Yeah, I probably was a little soft in that case because I had shit to do, sis. I knew I wasn't going to look, I had no D1 offers for football. Why am I even out there? I got shit I got to do in life. And trying to figure out who I am and what I am from all these hits and shit, that wasn't it. I kind of had an idea I was going to do what I'm doing now, but I knew that I could jeopardize that by being out on the football field. I knew that. That's why I'll be honest with y'all. I am not, oh, y'all shooting shots. We shooting shots today? Roz? Okay. Keep it up. Keep it up. You know, okay. Oh, Tracy, you getting into the shooting the shot game. Okay. Yeah, don't poke the bear. I'm just saying, I'm in a good mood today. National champions. All I'm saying to you is this. My wife asked me some time ago. She said, if you had a son, would you allow your son to play football? I said, nah. I would let him if he wanted to. I would let my son play football if he wanted to. Wait a minute, I think Tracy Dillingham account got hacked. She in here shooting shots. Somebody see if that's the real Tracy Dillingham so I'll know. Because Tracy Dillingham wouldn't say nothing like that. not my son, not who I know. I never knew. I just never knew. But look, they have these new little games out here that's football. I'm not a big flag football kind of, or like I'm not a big fan of flag football, but I truly understand it now because look, 7-on-7 is really where it's at. So that's more of a flag football kind of a game. I get it. I see the little signs in my neighborhood that say sign your kids up for flag football, and I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't really like I would just see it. Now, and my wife asked me one time, she said, if you had a son, would you let him play football? And I just start thinking back to when I was a little kid, like, yeah, when I was a little kid, I never got hurt. We never got hurt as kids playing football. It's when you get to a certain level. Junior high is really where it begins to get really rough. 9 and 10-year-olds that's not really a physical game. That's my opinion. There's some physical 9 and 10-year-olds, but I'm talking about to the point where you can really, the impacts are hard. A 9 and 10-year-old, they're not big enough to have a severe impact with someone. Their weight is not up enough. But once you start getting up to that 125, 130 pound body, yeah, you got enough. That's enough velocity that could really do some damage to somebody. If they don't see you coming, they can hurt you. So yeah, I think I would have to, if I met a guy who didn't let his son play football, I understand. I get it. I don't know about him about playing youth football, but if he in junior high school and his dad and them having conversations, yeah, I'd probably be like, I get it, Dad. If you don't want him, especially if you don't think he athletic like that. Look, there's some guys you just know. There's some guys that can jump out of the gym. They can dunk at 11 years old. They can play baseball, football, shit. They're just athletic. They can dance. They can do all the shit. You just know that they are special. They're athletically inclined. They're just special. Yeah, you might allow them to do it because, it's a hard way to make an easy living in the NFL. That's a hard way to make an easy living, So you might want to give it a shot. But if you know your son need to be in the books, because the NFL is probably not, like, he ain't built for the NFL. He's not built for D1 or football, period. Then you might want to, you might want to just consider not even letting them play. Not letting them play that, like that. The flag football 7-on-7 stuff, that's becoming popular now. I get it. I understand it now, and I'm cool with that. All right, let me move on, man. Before I do move on, let me say this one last thing. OH, let me tell you about my trip, if I may. Hey, Ron, that's why I played baseball, bro. Me and Broach, you notice Broach ain't never carried a football. Broach don't even have a football bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how we got a duffel bag? Somebody, remember them Porter duffel bags and shit we used to have? I stole one. It was Darnell. I stole. Mama Burst, don't tell him it was me. I stole my brother Darnell Lavender's Porter bag. I don't know where I stole it from, but he knew I did. He looked me right in my head. Man, you got my bag. Them little green throw over the shoulder bags that had Porter football on it with the football helmet. I got him. He knew it. He just didn't beat my ass because he knew I'm little bro. So he was like, I don't care. Because I don't want to put his business out there. But the truth of the matter is, Porter Junior High had shit in the ghetto. They had shit in the law homes and Lincoln Courts all over the place. I mean, practice jerseys and shit. You had people wearing practice jerseys to wash burn. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just had Porter Junior High shit, all right? Or whatever. I don't know. It was just one of them things where they had stuff all over the place. Porter and Bloom shit. It might have been Bloom that I took Darnell's bag. I thought it was green. I don't know. Don't matter. But yeah, Ron, I played baseball, bro. The worst you could do to me is just hit me with the ball by the pitcher. That was the worst thing you could do. Get hit by the pitcher. All right, so let me explain. Let me tell y'all something real fast about my trip. You all should be thanking me. Watch the haters come out. He think he's somebody special. He think he this, he think he that. No, you should be thanking me. I feel like Fame today. You should be thanking me for being here today. DH said, David Herring said the statute of limitation has expired on your Porter Junior High capper. I don't know. It's not them I'm worried about. It's the people I stole the shit from. It's my brother Darnell and them. Like, they might still feel a certain way. Let me tell you what I mean. Y'all get me started on these little stories. I used to keep a pair of extra shoes at the Boys and Girls Club, a pair of tennis shoes, a pair of hoop shoes. They was pro kids. And y'all know about, hey, it was pro kids. So I didn't wear the same shoes I was out on the street playing, walking down. Back then you didn't want your canvas Converse to get dirty. So I wasn't about to hoop in my canvas Converse or hoop in my All-Stars. So I had a pair of pro kids at the Boys and Girls Club pushed back in the up in Deborah Say's. I know y'all remember Deborah Say. Deborah Say was long lasting. Like, I don't know. She went from a regular employee to the executive director of the LeBlanc Boys and Girls Club. She ended up being the mayor of Lincoln Heights. She was a beautiful person. She did a lot for us in the hood. She was the first female coach I ever had in my life. Her and Angel, they were beautiful people. They are RIP to Deborah Say. But I kept a pair of Pro Kids basketball shoes pushed back in the in her closet in her office. So every time I come to the boys club, I just go upstairs and get them Pro Kids out of her. Nobody knows this story. This is some real shit. I'd go out in her closet and get my Pro Kids, change my shoes, and go downstairs in the gym, and we play our games. Well, one day, and I did this shit for a year. Do you remember her, Tracy? Y'all know Deborah Say? Shout out to Deborah Say. She never got her flowers from us. Never. As much as people used to cuss her out, fuss at her. They used to treat her so bad, yo. The only people that respected her was the boys from down the way who she would coach, and they would come to the Boys and Girls Clubs because they knew she was good people. She's good people, great people. But then you had people calling her names and treating her like crap. And I'm like, bro, what the, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't even know that they have a blessing right in front of them. They will dog their own blessing. And you learn that early in life when you get in settings like that. Like Deborah ain't, say she ain't never done nothing to us. Nothing bad. Drove us all around, showed us sports, taught us the games, the rules. And you got people down there, man, treating her like crap, calling her dykes and shit like that. She ended up having kids, man. I mean, she's a good person, really good person. Like I said, people will block their own blessing just to be popular or to be funny in front of other people. They was trying to dog her. Anyway, man, we lost a good one when we lost her years ago. That all being said, my shoes, I only got mad at Deborah Say one time in my life. And the one time I got mad at Deborah Say is when she gave my shoes to another little kid to play basketball in. And I went up there. Now, my shoes had been sitting there for a whole year. I was going up there, changing my shoes and blah, 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 back and forth for a whole summer, a whole year. No problems. I show up one day, my shoes are gone. I go ask Debbie, I said, Deb, where are my shoes? I see them out on the court. This little dirty little boy got them on. Now, y'all know how I am. If you know anything about me, you know how I am about the feet game. Like, I don't wear the same socks over. I'm destroyed in the mind about socks and shoes and feet. If you ever see me out on the street, my shoes are either crispy white, crispy black, crispy navy blue. They look straight out the box. I don't like dirty feet, shoes, socks, nothing on the ankles. Shit got to be clean. It's just something about it. Like now, like right now. Let's see. We got on the shippy whites. Shippy whites. Shippy whites. Not a dirt stain on them. That all being said, I went upstairs. My shoes was gone. I seen this little dusty ass little boy wearing my shoes out on the court, and I was distraught. I was destroyed. It was over. I couldn't take it. I about lost it because I knew I wasn't gonna never wear them shoes again, and I didn't have any other shoes other than my nice shoes. So your husband, Alethea said, you bougie, bro. Just say it. I was bougie as a kid too. I didn't wear. Look, bro. Listen. Can I say? So is Donnie. Ask Donnie how we were when we was kids. Ask Donnie when was the last time he let somebody borrow a pair of his shoes, or allow somebody to borrow one of his jackets or his coats or something. He ain't do that shit either when we was kids. Number one, we didn't want somebody dirty wearing our shit. Number two, you probably wasn't gonna get it back anyway. That's the come up in the hood. Let me buy you, man. You know, I know you got that Celtic jacket. Let me borrow that Celtic jacket. No, my granny said I can't let nobody borrow. That's when you a sucker. My granny told me I can't let nobody borrow my members only jacket. That's when they try to take your shit. You got to be big enough to say, no. Because if you say some shit like my mama said, that's when they going to come in on you. They going to go in on you. Ron said, who? I'm talking about Donnie. My sister, her husband on here. Shit, they be talking. They be trying to act like I'm the only one. Donnie was right there. He did the same type of shit I did. He was the same dude. Got into the same type of shit. Got away with it. Same dude. And then y'all judge me. My sister put me on blast on here like she ain't rocking with one. She rocking with a dude just like me pretty much. Same, come from the same, we from the same rock. We rolled under, we come from the same rock. That all being said, when my shoes, I couldn't play in them shoes. And that's the only time I was mad at Deborah Say. Giving my shoes to somebody. And Debbie made me feel so bad. She made me feel so bad for that because she told me, she sat me down and she said, Randy, I can't believe you this mad about some shoes. I said, I ain't mad about the shoes. I'm mad that his dirty ass is wearing my shoes. I ain't gonna never be able to wear them shoes. Those my shoes. They're not your shoes to give to nobody. She said, well, let me ask you something. When we had open swim, whose shorts you wearing? Now, y'all know at the Boys and Girls Club, they had carts of shorts over there and swimming suits for girls that you just use. You didn't have to bring a pair of shorts. You didn't have to bring a swimming suit. They would look at you and say, okay, you need this size, you need that size. But see, me, I kept a little locker in the locker room down there. And I would wear a pair of shorts. I would have one pair of shorts and wear them all the time. And when it was time for them to wash the shorts and stuff, I'd give them the shorts and I wasn't gonna try. I would piss a fit if you didn't give me them same brown ass corduroy shorts, cut off pants, corduroy pants, and let me go swimming in them. I'd have a fit if I didn't get the same shorts because I didn't want nobody wearing them shorts. That all being said, my shoes, I felt violated. Don't give my shoes to nobody. So she made me feel real bad because she was like, Randy, he don't have half of what you have and what half the people here have. It was an Allen House boy who had my shoes on. Now, y'all know we wasn't rocking with Allen House boys. We was too young. We didn't understand their situations. We didn't understand. Look, for all y'all talking about I'm bougie and shit, you must have been the alley house boy. Or the alley house girl. That must have been your ass that we was shining. Because none of us had anything. None of us had anything. But it was just certain people that you knew was coming in on dusty mode. Don't put my shit on. No, you can't wear my shoes. You can't wear my shorts. You can't wear them. That was just how it was. So that was the only time I got, man, listen, man, if y'all didn't know Deborah Say, you missed out on a great person. The only time. And she used to make fun of me too. You see the shit y'all saying right now about the bougie and all that? She used to say that. She used to say, oh, y'all bougie. Y'all bougie. Not bougie, but it was different words back then. Stephen Speed says, miss them days, juniors, intermediates, and seniors at the LeBlans. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Midget. I started as a midget. You left midget out. I started going to the Boys and Girls Club at the age of 6 years old. And it was a mistake that I went to the Boys and Girls Club. It was an accident. My friends walked up there. I've always had older friends. My friends always were older than me. So I ended up just walking. Yeah, I was 6. And my mama was different. She raised me as she made me a very independent individual. Okay, if I was outside playing with my friends, my mama felt like I was good. You know what I mean? So I ended up walking to the Boys and Girls Club. When I went to the Boys and Girls Club, I wasn't even old enough to get in yet. I think you had to be like 7 or 8 to get in, to be able to be there. Back in the day, I showed up. I wasn't old enough to get in. They let me in that one day. I fell in love with the Boys and Girls Club, and they told me I couldn't come back. I was crazy. I didn't understand. But then my mother explained, you got to wait till next summer. You'll be 7 years old next summer, and you'll be able to go in, and go. I couldn't wait to get to the Boys and Girls Club. The gym, they had all this gym and all these games and so much to do. So much to do. I was so attracted to that. It was so much to do. Long Olympic-sized swimming pool in there, bumper pool, all of it. And it was just such a fun environment. It was just such the library up on the first floor. I think it was in the basement at that time when I first started. Mr. Huckabee wood shop and all that. I mean, it was just a place. It was home away from home for me. It really was. I started as a midget. And let me tell you my proudest moment, if I may. I know a lot of y'all don't really care about these type of personal things that I talk about sometimes, but I had a very proud moment for years, for a whole decade. I watched people like Darnell Lavender, Greg Phelps, Jimmy Phelps. I watched some of my older friends, people around me, go to the Boys and Girls Club and do big things. They play sports and go off to go to college and do some things. Now, let me tell you what I really, one of my biggest things that I wanted to do, one of my accomplishments that I wanted to do from the Boys and Girls Club. And it kind of molded me to always want to get something, set goals as a youngster. I watched these guys. I watched Darnell win Boy of the Year. I watched Jimmy Phelps win Boy of the Year. I watched Jazzy. I watched these guys win Boy of the Year. We had a banquet every year. I watched them do this stuff, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to be the Boy of the Year. I didn't win Boy of the Year till I was 17 years old at the Boys and Girls Club. I was 17 years old, still going down to the Boys and Girls Club because I got a job there at the age of 16. So at 16, between 16 and 17, I was a member/employee, and I won Boy of the Year when I was 17 years old. I finally got the plaque. I finally got my name on the wall as Boy of the Year. Now, check this shit out. This is how God worked. The year that I won Boy of the Year, I had to leave. I left. 18 years old, 17 years old. It was that same year I had to leave. I moved out of state. And I didn't come back to Cincinnati. I didn't go back to Cincinnati probably for about 7 years, almost 8 years. And when I got back, things had changed at the Boys and Girls Club. The rooms are rearranged, the way that they doing things, the gym wasn't the same. Things were just different. So I left it alone. I didn't go back. I didn't want to do anything. And, I didn't want to be part of it really. I wanted to deep down inside be part of it because I know how important it is for the kids in the neighborhood. And I wanted to see, how do I give back? How can I be part of what helped me? You see what I'm saying? What helped me stay out of this? What helped me get out of the way? And a decade had went by now. 10 years had went by. I went down there. It was longer than that. Let me tell you, I got to figure out what's going on in between these years. Because here's the thing. 20 years, almost to the day, I go back down to the Boys and Girls Club to want to volunteer. And I talk to Bob Johnson, Mr. Johnson. In a 20-year span, I went from being, basically what I wanted to do was be a volunteer and just run the games, coach or something like that. And they told me I couldn't do that. They ran a police report and all that on me. Did the whole number one, the check thing. 20 years, almost to the day of me becoming a Boy of the Year, is when I'm offered by the LeBron Boys and Girls Club to sit on the board of trustees. It was an amazing honor, but I've told this story before. It was an amazing honor. However, it's not what I thought it was going to be. I was on the board of the Boys and Girls Club, and they wanted me to fundraise. I wasn't there to fundraise. I was there to do the things for the kids that Ron Willingham, Deborah Say, Angel, all of those did for me. You understand what I'm saying? That I was trying to give back that kind of way. Big Birch, I was trying to do what they did. Keep the kids in order, stop, break up fights. You know what I mean? All of that. That's really what I wanted to do. That was my way of giving back. But the board told me that's not the role that I'm supposed to play. I'm a fundraiser. And I'm like, man, 20 years from the date that I win Boy of the Year, 20 years to the date, now I'm a board member. So I used to pride myself as I went from a club member to a board member. I used to pride myself on that. And I raised money, but that wasn't what I was really, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club. I felt, to be honest with you, I felt my better use would have been in the building with the kids doing what people was doing for me. I really wanted to, go into the library and help. That's where I really wanted to go with it. But it wasn't cut for that. And they wouldn't allow me. I had to apply for a job. You see what I'm saying? I didn't want to work there. I was trying to volunteer. Well, we don't have volunteers. I guess they ran into a problem while I was gone. Maybe some volunteers did some crazy shit. I don't know. But they wouldn't let me volunteer. I learned a lot. DJ Club, Photo Club, Keystone Club, all these different clubs. And you learn you problem solve. You learn these things. This is the things that I've learned in the hood that helped me through life later on. And I'm going to tell you, the only thing that's stopping us from doing those things is information. Information. I was privileged to have information. I was privileged to sit in the Keystone Club. Look, I had been riding in airplanes probably for 4 years before some of my brothers and sisters down at the Boys and Girls Club, Gracie, all them, Gracie Wilkes, these are my brothers and sisters from down the way. They never been on an airplane before. I had been flying for 3-4 years already. And when we all got on a plane, we went to what part of Texas? We went to Texas. I can't think. It was not Dallas. Fort I can't think of it. It was Texas. We went somewhere in Texas. It wasn't Dallas. Fort Worth, Texas. It was Fort Worth. And we flew down there for a Keystone convention. And we start seeing kids from different walks in the land, different black kids, white kids, black kids that live in the suburbs. We was custom only white boys coming down to the Boys and Girls Club that lived in the suburbs. You understand? Then we start seeing these black kids, what I'm saying? Seeing people that look like us. They didn't talk like us. They didn't do the same things that we did. But what I found out early in life, they were privileged to some information. I don't know if it played a part in today or, I don't know. But what I do know is the more information that I get, the better decisions I make, the better right turns, the better left turns, the better straights, the better, I do a little bit better when I have a little bit more information. And I've been able to, and a lot of other people have been able to use that type of stuff to make better decisions later on. And then, when you're trying to explain that to people like, hey, it's all about ignorance. Like if you're ignorant to something, you're liable to fall for anything. If somebody telling you something and it sound good, your mama and them been telling you this shit forever, then you buy it. You buy into it. But what I've learned is information is more valuable than money. Question. Basic, easy question. You know what I'm saying? Just have some fun before I get into what I'm going to get into. This is a question that was asked to me once before. I know how most people are going to answer this, but I'm just going to ask it just to be asking it. And it's not my $1 million. So this is just how the question was posed to me. If I could give you $1 million today, would you take the $1 million? Or if I could teach you how to make $1 million, would you take that information? If I can give you a guaranteed $1 million right now, would you take that $1 million? Or if I can teach you how to make $1 million, would you take those teachings? Now, it's a bad question for now because we old as hell and we can probably cash out on $1 million. But when you 20 years old or 22 or 23, it's an easy answer. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, some people right here know that, like Scott Bain said, give me the information. Mama Birch said, teach me. But if you older like we are, yeah, some people older will take the $1 million because we done anyway. $1 million will probably last us for the rest of our life. But if I'm 22 years old and you ask me that question, back when I was 22, I even had the mentality because of the things I had seen and been through. I've been around enough older people to absorb that type of stuff. I knew the right answer. But if I was not around a lot of information and didn't absorb it and was around a bunch of dumb shit, my answer would be, give me the meal, shit. And I'm about to jack it off like right now. I'm taking care of the homies. I'm taking care of everybody that probably wouldn't take care of me. Or if they did take care of me, they'll be in the same position that I'm going to be in 6 months. But if I'm 21, 22 years old, and you ask me, you want the $1 million? Or do you want me to teach you how to make $1 million? Because I got 50 years of making $1 million. You teach me how to make 1 million. Let me just say this to you guys. And it's like anything else. Let's take the long, tall numbers off, because when I talk like that, it doesn't sound, I don't know. I don't know how to say this without sounding, condescending. But when you talk big sometime around certain mentalities, it sounds like you talking shit. You sound like you just bullshitting people. But now let me, I'm not trying to be funny. I just want to let you know, if you're an entrepreneur and you started from nothing, you started from grass, from dirt, with practically nothing. When you make your first $1,000, I'm talking about profit. When you make your first $1,000, what do you say? Now I'm going to try to make 2,500. And when you start making those 2,500s, then you want to move to I'm about to start making $5,000. And when you start making 5,000s, those thousands don't quite look the same. You understand what I'm saying? It's like your mind graduates from the smaller amounts. You start setting goals higher. You see what I'm saying? It's a natural, normal thing if you press down on what you're trying to do. It's a normal behavior. It's like certain dollar, like you're not gonna go out of your way to go make $100 when you're now making $5,000 at doing the same thing. It's just a normal behavior. It's just like you wouldn't go to work to make $25 overtime. You wouldn't go spend an hour at work and you make $25 an hour. You wouldn't go to work for 1 hour on a Saturday morning for $25, knowing that you ain't gonna get that full $25. You wouldn't do that. Not when you've been there 10 years, got a little bit of money in the bank, and you got other shit you can do for that 1 hour at home. You've been working all week. It's just certain things you just don't do. So I would definitely take the $1 million. I would definitely take the information on how to make $1 million, especially if I'm younger. And all I'm saying to the moral to the story is this. If you remove the ignorance, if you remove the lack of knowing and replace it with the information, the arguments would become different. Stephen Speed said, most people don't have $2,000 saved for emergencies these days. I know. And how I know that is because there was a survey out. There was a survey. There was some type of little survey done of how much money do you have in a savings account in case something goes, wrong. And I think the average was some like 540 something, $547 is the average. Now I don't know if that's an accurate number. It's believable. It's believable because it's believable. There's a lot of people. Look, man, I look at it like this. I don't get mad. I don't judge people who don't save money. That's not my thing to do. Everybody got a different reason for what they need money for. We all need it to live, but we all live different. I don't get mad at people that don't save money. I don't, because look, this is what happens. People that don't save money are generally living how they want to live at the moment. Like instead of putting $500 a month away, they got $500 worth of bills. Anybody got a bill and don't have anything to show for it? See what I'm saying? I don't have a lot of bills personally. It's not my thing. I try not to accumulate bills, but I don't have I don't have a lot of bills because I don't, nobody likes bills. But when I do have a bill, I have something for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you got a car note, but you got a car. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Look, I don't have a problem with people that don't save money as long as you have something to show for your money. And then I ain't got no problem. That's your life to live. That's your life. That's how you do shit. Ross said, I stack. I'm kind of like that too. But let me tell you about the stackers. Most stackers are frugal. Get your stack your money, stingy ass away from me. I don't have lunch money for you. No, you can't borrow nothing. No, it ain't on me. Lunch ain't on me. I had a friend. I had a buddy. Let me just say this. He crossed me, but we always gonna be cool. See, he don't come around. We don't talk anymore because of the dirt shit he did to me. I ain't got no problem with you other than the fact that I want to have a conversation and just ask you why. If you're not man enough to come to me and just tell me, I effed up, Wyatt, I should have never done something like that. I was doing shit behind your back, blah, 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 blah. It'll be Gucci. It'll be all cool. But what happens is the guilt kills people. Guilt kills relationships. It kills friendships. Bro, I can live with what you did to me. We can still be cool. I used to call you my big brother. I can't take nothing away from that. What you did to me only ended the relationship we had as big bro, little bro. But I still got love for you. I ain't gonna never stop loving you. But it's because of you. I reached out. I seen you. I reached out to you. Come on, let's do lunch. I showed up for the lunch. He didn't show up. That didn't end you and I. It ended it for you, but you did that to me. Anybody, come on, y'all. I know I'm not the only one. Somebody owe you $20 right now, and they treat you like shit. They treat you like you owe them $200. They only owe you a punk ass $20. Now y'all falling all the way the fuck out for 20? Who do that? Ain't nobody on this platform right now petty enough to fall out with somebody for $20. If so, you on the wrong platform. But there's some people that will fall out from you and they owe you 20 and they'll dodge you. And then they'll go tell stories about how bad you are, what you do and what you done did. And they owe you. I know I ain't the only one preaching to the choir when I talk like that. I would definitely take the knowledge when it comes down. Give me the information for me to make $1 million. Before y'all get out of here today, I promise I'm going to address something. I want to talk about one thing, but I'm going to say something first before I talk about this. But let me see if I had this video. Since I'm talking about information, let me see if I had this video. Yeah, I do. Before I get into this last thing, I want to tell you what I'm going to end the show with today. It's important. I got one question for y'all. How is this a real thing right here? Check this out. Watch, look at this. How is this a real thing right here? Y'all know I can't let this ride. Y'all know I cannot let y'all say that Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Soulja Boy, and Nelly are now canceled because they performed at the crypto ball. Now, you can say what you want to say, but you better hear me out. You might want to hear me. You ain't better do nothing. I'm sorry, bad choice of words. You may want to hear me out before you start talking about, oh, there you go, defending them. I'm not defending them. You'll be shocked at what I say. I'm just ready to start dogging some of the people on the platform for how I ain't gonna get into it real heavy, real long about it. I am gonna talk about it here in a minute, but I'll tell you how I feel about it when I start talking about it. How about that? Because it amazes me how when these dudes don't do what you want them to do, you think you can cancel them. Oh, that ain't good for culture. That ain't this and this and this and that. Oh my God. And y'all know how much, do y'all know how much hate I was getting a month or two ago when I was talking about Snoop? A certified bona fide Crip, weed smoking, womanizer. Y'all cancel Snoop for performing at an inaugural or a crypto ball, but you won't cancel him for the shit he say about our women. Y'all motherfuckers. Yo, what? Let me get back to what I was saying. Y'all, yeah, it's gonna get like that. So go ahead and tag your battle, your warriors. For those that need somebody to be like, oh, there you go, he talking politics. I'm not talking politics. I'm talking about the double standard hypocrisy bullshit that y'all want to push out on people. When in fact, this guy right here been telling y'all they on some bullshit anyway for the shit they say in our communities. So it's okay for them to desecrate our people, talk bad about our people, call our women bitches and hoes and sluts. We don't love them hoes and all that old shit. You don't want to cancel that person. Cancel the person that go over and say it over somewhere else. Somebody make that make sense. And y'all know I was the one that said this shit some time ago. I said this some time ago. Don't act like this is brand new. Snoop get all this. I told you, I said he's a weed smoking, Crip walking. They're making that dysfunctional black man, an ordinary black man on national TV, and y'all cool with it. Snoop cool. Snoop. All that old bullshit. You get normalized by media, normalized by people that, and you're going to cancel him because he didn't went and did some other shit. Not for the things that he's doing, not the sellout, the real sellout shit that he's doing to the community. How many Snoops do we have in our community? And if they match up to his behavior, how many of them are getting paid like he's getting paid to portray that? That's the sellout I've been trying to tell y'all. It's been a sellout. It's not, Rick Ross is not no new fucking sellout. He been a sellout. How many dudes you know claim that they was cool with Nicaragua? Who had the plug of the Venezuela's drug gangs and was selling dope in the community? Y'all ain't canceling then. Your little boys running out here with big ass belts on, looking like Rick Ross, tattoos like Rick Ross, immolating these fake ass frauds in the community going to jail, doing 2 years, 3 years in the penitentiary, snitching, telling, getting caught up in crossfires on the street because of the music that they listen to. That ain't enough to get them canceled. They got to go perform at a crypto ball for the community to cancel these dudes. Somebody make that shit make sense to me. They didn't become a sellout to the community till they did that. Remember they told me I was hating on Snoop? I'm a hater. I'm a conservative hater. And y'all didn't let this dude get on with Martha Stewart. She went to jail, so they trying to make jail talk and all this old bullshit. They trying to make that shit normal. Like it ain't no big deal. Now, who you think got a better chance at getting a job out here in this country? Who do you think got a better shot getting a job with a felony on their record? Snoop or Martha Stewart? If Snoop wasn't Snoop Dogg, if he was Snoop from your motherfucking community, if he was Snoopy from down the way, or Snoop from out in the Fae. We all know Snoop. Some of y'all don't know Snoop. Snoop out in the Fae. Snoop in the Fae, if my brother Snoop get a felony, who you think get a better job? Who gonna get a better shot at getting a job with a felony on their record? My brother out in the Fae, Snoop, or Martha Stewart out in Mason? But you want to normalize. Hold on. What did Snoop tell y'all? Hold on, let me see. Let me put it up there for you. Remember when he went to the Breakfast Club and Angela Lee asked him? Let me see if I can share this before. Let me see. Share the screen. Let me see if I can share this real fast. Do y'all remember this? Let me see something. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there it is. Do y'all remember when he said this? Check this out. This is Angela Lee at the Breakfast Club asking Snoop this question here.
Do you look back at some of your old lyrics, given the climate of what's happening today with women's empowerment, and be like, damn, that was kind of fucked up that I said that?
Nope, hell no, that was me. I love every motherfucking man. Fuck them hoes.
Do you look back at some of your old lyrics, given the climate of what's happening today with women's empowerment, and be like, damn, that was kind of fucked up that I said that?
Nope, hell no, that was me. I love every motherfucking man. Fuck them hoes.
Do you look back at some of your old lyrics?
Fuck them hoes. My bad. Tanika, I said it. I said Angel. It's Angela Yee. My fault. Way to put me on track. He don't care. He never did care. And there was people defending him when he was saying, fuck them hoes. My daughters, your grandkids, your granddaughters. And he's building men to have that same attitude. Murder was the case that they gave me. I am a Crip. I Crip walk on stage. I glorify it. It's in my music. And y'all motherfuckers got a problem with what he's doing now versus what he was doing. Where that's sellout behavior. Jerica said, wait, that type of lifestyle is excused and glorified here. Here? Who glorifies it? When have I ever glorified street life? When have I? Because I let somebody come on and talk about what they say, what they've been through, what they did. You think I'm okay? Like I'm cool with it? No, I understand it. I understand that we all have different paths. But don't you think it was more important to shut down that type of behavior because it spreads through our communities as if it's normal behavior? And they go city to city enforcing it. Enforcing it, like driving it to us. And then guess what happens? Guess what happens? Snoop gets on normal rotation. Y'all think I'm hating on him. I'm not. This is just a golden opportunity to make the point that I was making a couple months ago. I could really be talking about Rick Ross right now. Have you heard his lyrics? He glorifies the dope game. Who ever heard? Y'all heard Big Meech? Big Meech just got out of jail. What did he do? 30? What did Meech do? 30 years? That's the BMF crew out of Detroit, ran Detroit all the way down to Atlanta, put dope through the communities all throughout the country, and he's glorified as a winner. Now, I know I could lose my life for saying what I'm saying right now, but the only reason why I've never put the real Rick Ross on my show is because I don't look up to that bullshit, and he know it. Y'all know I called him right here on this shit. You know I could talk to him if I want to, but I don't condone what he did to Bond Hill and Laura Holmes and down the way. I don't condone that shit. He put a lot of dope in my community. Now, at one ignorant time of my life, I thought he was cool. I thought that type of shit was cool. It was fly. But the same one you'll call a coon or a sellout now, don't look up to that shit. I know who the true sellouts truly are. No, it was a time of my life. I don't think anybody, Jerick, I don't know how many people would agree with that, what you just said. But those that may agree with it, feel free. I'm sorry you feel that way. She said this. She said, what? Sir, you've talked about street activity yourself. Not only Twin, in my opinion, you both normalize it as something that certain class of people did with good reason. That's just my opinion. I appreciate your opinion, but I've given you some stories of what I've been through and what I've seen and what we did. And a lot of it had to do with some street shit. I ain't never came on here talking about I was with the rolling 60s. I was in the gangs and I did this and this shit was flying. It was good and this and this and that. I've talked about half the shit I've ever talked about on this platform. Most of the dudes on here have done because it's basically normal get in trouble type of shit. I've never been, I tell people all the time, I ain't no street dude. I am not a street dude. You know if you a street dude. People know if you a street dude. Street dudes know who street dudes are. Let me just put it to you like this. Street dudes don't rob real street dudes. They rob fake street dudes. I've been around all of it. And since I can admit it and say, yeah, I've seen it, I've been around it, my friend's been to jail, this and this and that. The only reason why I can say that is because of my environment growing up. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it either. Because I never capitalized, I've never been part of it to feel ashamed of it. That's like growing up poor and being ashamed that you grew up poor, or grew up rich and being ashamed that you grew up rich. You shouldn't be ashamed either way. Your character should be what you should be paying more attention to. I've never glorified. Now, if Twin come on and give you one of them gang stories, and he might make it sound like it's normal, you've heard me sit here and listen to it. And I'll say, okay, well, sorry you had to go through that. I understand. Some people don't know what you're talking about because they haven't been that close to that type of activity. They don't know how your choices are limited when you grow up a certain way. But I've never said here, hell yeah, get about 10 years in with the gang and you'll be straight once they let you out. Nah, I ain't never condone no shit like that. I ain't never condone being gangs and stealing and robbing and shit. Matter of fact, You're talking to the same dude that watch our kids slap each other, punch each other out on the fields, and go through the same shit that I went through as a child. And I don't condone it, but I do tell you, I understand. I get it. I've been there. We did it. Why is it that older people have a problem seeing what our children do as if none of us ever been there? Like we ain't never been in a place like that. We ain't never done anything like that. Let me tell you. There are a group of people. Y'all remember I posed the question like, how many generations are you out of the hood? You know, there's some people on here never lived in the hood. You do know that. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. My children are one generation, being myself, out of the hood. I got hood stories to tell. There ain't nothing wrong with it. But if you ain't never lived there, you might not find some of the things to be ordinary that we talk about or that we see. And I'm not suggesting that one person, or I'm not aiming this at one person. I'm trying to tell you why some of these conversations come the way they come. And I can understand somebody telling you something that you might not be, you may not get it. You may not understand that. I understand when people talk about they sold drugs in the hood and this and that, but you know what I always say to that? You didn't have to. You didn't have to. Stop trying to fool everybody that you had to sell drugs in the hood. You didn't have to. You did it by choice. You did it because you wanted to be like somebody else in the hood. You didn't do it because you was trying to put food on your mama and them table. Don't do it. I ain't got one friend to this day that went to the joint, sold drugs in the community, and sold drugs because they ain't had no other way to live. They ain't had no other way to get no money. That's bullshit. That's some shit that they done told y'all to try to make it seem like it's a condition that we go through. And we all do it because that's all we can do. That's bullshit. There are kids that walk through the hood that got book bags on and they full of books. Get good grades at school and they know what they're going to do. Don't sit back here and tell. It's what you attracted to as a kid is what gets you to the streets. It's what your uncle and your cousins and them doing around you. What your daddy was. That's the shit that gets you to the streets. How many dope dealers do you know sitting in the penitentiary and they mothers and they fathers was productive in life? I ain't saying there ain't none, but there ain't that many sitting in the jail. Most people sitting in the penitentiary have a very similar story in life. They make the same choices coming from the same type of background, are surrounded by the same shit. It's the lack of information. It's the lack of information. It's the lack of knowing what we need. Jerica said, sorry, my screen moving, sis. She said, peddling drugs in the community and gang banging was not normal thing for us growing up. I get it. I get it. Listen, let me tell you a true story, Jerica. I shouldn't say it's a story. Yeah, it is a story. Let me tell you something that's real about fake fraud ass people. You know, there's some people that really would make fun of you for that, but they stupid. There's some people that'll say you ain't cool or she don't know. Look, she naive. Some people would call you naive for not knowing street shit, as if it's a fucking, like it's a badge of honor to be around a bunch of homies that's going to jail and all this old goofy ass shit. Like it's some type of doctor, like you got a fucking PhD in hood. Who the fuck wants that? If you ask those same people, if they would rather be growing up in the suburbs or down in the hood, they'll tell you the suburbs. They'll tell you the truth now. They'll tell you the truth now, but they wouldn't have when it didn't look possible. Because they would want people to laugh at you. They would want people to make you think that you're less than because you didn't go through what they're going through, or they just jealous of the fact that you had a little bit of privilege. in your life. That's what the real story is behind them trying to make it seem like you less than or you don't know. There's my brother E. He said, I've heard people on this show say that they have more respect for the former gang members than somebody who was never in a gang. I have also heard, hold on, you know it moves. He said, I have also heard that gang members are the only ones who should talk to our youth. Did that come from me, E? If you interpret it that way, I'm sorry. Let me interpret it a little bit different. If that came from me. What I'm saying to you is this. I believe that if you have kids that are involved in gangs, and me as a father or an uncle who's never lived that life, I'm not going to get my point across to them like somebody like a twin would. Twin got bullet wounds. Twin got stories that's real, and he can justify his stories and match up his energy with what he's talking about. Me just sitting back saying what gangs is all about and all that old shit don't seem to work all the time. I'll give you another example of what I mean by that. I don't know how it is to be a dope fiend. Okay, so bear with me a little bit. I'm gonna use this as an analogy. I don't know how it is to be a drug addict, dope fiend, but I can only imagine that if you are a doctor or a psychiatrist or a rehab doctor, and you trying to tell a patient, this is what you're doing to your family when you buy that crack. Your mom microwave, she spent money for that. She spent money on her furniture. You gave away the TV. You sound like a nag person. You know why you sound like a nag person to that dope fiend? Because that dope fiend is going through something that you have never experienced. You don't know how it is to have a base call you. You don't know how it is to be addicted to the drug that's calling him to do all that or her to do all that nonsense. You don't know how it is. But now here's the difference. If you had a rehab doctor, if you had someone that was sitting in front of you that had been through your same struggle of addiction, they can probably accept it a little bit more because they're familiar with how you feel when that bass is calling you. It keep calling me, man. It just keep calling me. So what I'm saying to you is, moral to that story is, if I was a drug addict and I was a dope fiend, I don't think a person with a PhD on the wall telling me how bad I'm making somebody's life in my family, I'm stealing from my family, I'm doing this to my family, are you doing this and you're doing this, and here's what you need to do to correct yourself and blah, blah, blah. If you've never been out at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to catch that bass, you don't know what it feel like. You don't know the dirt under my nails. You don't know how it is. You can't talk to me. I can see my mama fucked up with what I'm saying. I can see I stole my grandmama. You ain't telling me nothing that I don't know. Because you don't feel how I feel. But you put somebody in front of me who been there, who did dope, who know what that bass call feel like. I might appreciate it a little bit more. I don't know if that's the right word, but I might understand it a little bit differently. Let me go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Wyatt, it's Amber.
Hey, Amber, how you doing? Long time no talk to. Thanks for holding.
Look, you good. I was over here doing laundry. So yeah, I had to call in because I was laughing because so many people are just upset, but I thought it was hilarious. I said, why are we taking any advice from Snoop except for where to get good weed or anything about weed, because he seems to be an expert in that, or rapping? That's it. I'm like, he's not a good husband. He's not a good father figure. Like,
Amber, let me say something about that. Can I say something about that? You brought up a point that I forgot to bring up, and I appreciate that. And I promise I'll let you have the floor back.
Yep.
They always use that on me. Just a month or two ago when I was talking about Snoop, I said, somebody, I don't even remember who it was, but somebody said, but he's been with his wife since high school. And I'm saying, exactly. Because you've been there and I know dudes been with their women 27 years, ain't married them yet. They just boyfriend and girlfriend, and they didn't been through the motions, and they ain't got no ties with each other through God or none of that. That don't make him a good man because he been around your life. How do you know? How do you know he's a good man? Because he's been with the same woman all these years.
Nobody knows these people. And I said, why are we expecting entertainers not to entertain? He need to apologize to Chris. I said, the only thing that he is guilty of is being a hypocrite. We've all been hypocrites. He don't owe nobody. We didn't cash no checks. I said, I love how Soulja Boy, you know, the young energy of F y'all. Ain't nobody giving me no check. Didn't nobody give me no check. But them, they called me. He said, if Kamala asked for to call me, I wouldn't be hers. I said, we didn't ask Megan Thee Stallion. Hey, Megan, did you tell Kamala what we want to do for women's rights? No, she got her check. She did her little, I'm a savage, and did her little booty shaking on the little thing. Like, quit thinking entertainers need to do anything but entertain. It's just like they did a study showing that identity politics with celebrity is dead. They had every celebrity, like almost 100% of celebrities agreed with Kamala or was trying to push Kamala. It didn't work. It didn't work. Nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares what celebrities think.
Well,
you know, like
I know it was getting slow.
Well, some people do.
I knew it was slow.
It wasn't enough to move the needle.
No, I knew it was slow when she had
Beyonce and Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter.
Well,
it didn't matter, and it shouldn't.
Well, you're right in a sense.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't matter. We shouldn't be listening to celebrities about things because they don't live the same lifestyle financially as the people that they telling some information to. But we learned that out with Cardi B. And when Cardi B was talking all that old crazy stuff 4 years ago, I went in on that. And it wouldn't be any different. I don't listen to celebrities for anything that they endorse if they getting paid.
No,
I mean,
that's what I said. Like when you look at, we want to listen to Oprah. Why? Oprah was paid. Like, why are we like even Oprah? Like even when Kamala was on Oprah, Oprah was looking at her like, oh my God, she's an idiot. Like the whole thing is, if you are paid, you're going to go with what somebody is paying you. You're not going to be like, well, you know, I think they're okay, but they paying me $1 million. Like that just doesn't work.
Well, let me just ask you this. Because I'm not trying to get into it like that, but think about it. How many of the people that's upset? Well, I know they're not going to be upset, but you don't find it a little different that Beyonce got paid $10 million to do a 4-minute speech?
And she didn't even perform.
No, she performed a few weeks later at the halftime show of a football game. Okay. So, I mean, but my point is, how could you not have an issue? I know why they don't have an issue with it, because it was for their team. I get it.
Yes. But it's because the whole idea that, like, even the stuff with Elon Musk yesterday, everybody like, oh, he did a Nazi salute. I was going back and forth. I'm sorry, I'm dropping names with J. Raj. It was like, oh, I went to a German school, so I know. I'm like, okay, let's use our thinking caps. Even if that's what he was doing, what is it going to do? I said, we still have the Second Amendment. So if somebody is a Nazi and they come up to you acting crazy, I mean, what's going to change that? Like, quit thinking that this means something or it's going to affect you to this like extreme, like this whole emotional like this slave emotional Negro. Like we have to get over that. Like we have to let it go. We have to know that race and like you cannot just let that consume you in everything. Like we got it. Everybody's upset that Trump won. The best thing you could take out of it, he can't do another 4 years, but we cannot be like, well, we canceling Snoop. I'm like, I bet if they ran the numbers, the people who stream the music ain't us.
Well, here's the thing. I just thought, and this is just me, to be honest with you, as long as we continue to have people like Snoop
as the representatives of the community,
considered reps of the community and considered to be spokespeople, I've been saying that shit should go. But
to the extreme, it shouldn't be Al Sharpton and them either.
Well,
like the whole idea is that we are an emotional group of people that we do not have a collective idea of somebody who's going to represent us. We don't. Like, I don't want Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion speaking on behalf of what women do. Like, I don't do that hood rat ass, trash ass shit. Like, I don't carry myself like that. So no, I don't want you hood rat speaking out for me.
Right. Well,
but like we worship things and people in our community that should not be worshipped. Nobody should be.
Well, I think Malcolm X said it best. He said he said it best. I didn't agree. At that time, I agree with it, but I don't so much agree with it now because there's been 3 decades of time. But he said that we're the only community that you know, their community leaders are not trumpet players, football players, and you know, they're not athletes and entertainers. We're the only community that had that. Now that's changed since he said that in the 70s, but you know, there's a level of truth there. I mean, we tend to idolize famous celebrity, you know, people. And I try not to, you know, I try not to push those people in their words and stuff like that. I've always had a little falling out with it, especially when they're being compensated. And
Yes.
that's the biggest thing to me is when you pay somebody to say something, do they really mean it? Or is it the celebrity that you're paying for that to push
Well,
off on people?
in our society, people don't like when people go against the grain or are independent thinkers. Like, it's just like, oh, they a sellout. I'm like, Nelly, like somebody put on, I can't think what it was, but they was like, he out here cooning. And because he articulated why he did it. He said, I didn't vote for him, but it's a honor to be asked to perform for the president. Like, when has it not been an honor to perform for, you know, if I don't know, if King Charles decided, okay, Wyatt, you doing something and I want you to come speak on something, you ain't gonna be like, well, I ain't doing that because the royal, they had ties to taking jewels from Africa. You gonna take your behind over there because it's an honor. Like, the whole thing is like, you don't have to agree with 100% of somebody, of what somebody stands or going with, just because they don't go with the collective of what black. And I'm like, and black people, if you ain't figured out that we don't have no power with when you look at the results of what we almost had, 93% of all African-American women voted for Kamala and it didn't do anything. So I'm like, we have to understand we can't do it alone. Well, you have to move to the middle a little bit.
That's
like
another
Jesus.
reason why I'm a little disturbed about how people want to jump on black men or jump on black men or jump on black women who may have voted the other way, because if they would have had every one of those votes, they still wouldn't have won. So be mad.
That's the funny part. Like, look, they brought the Amish out. They don't even vote. Well, and the person who got the Amish was a gay white man.
Right. Well, my point is this: we need to pay attention to the people that's moving the needle for real. If 100% of black folks would have voted for Miss Harris, for Vice President Harris, she still wouldn't have won. So it's not a black issue that's stopping her from getting in. You got to look at all of the other minorities in this country that may have done something different than what you've done. And you might want to pay attention to that, because when you're almost dubbed out of population to the Latino community, that doesn't bother anybody. You're not paying attention. Do you go to their meetings? What is their NAACP? Are you paying attention to the things that they're trying to strive for in this country? Because in Florida,
we're just emotional in that.
No, let me tell you something. In Florida, a lot of Latinos are buying up the land down here, and there's a lot of Latinos in the in city councils, and a lot of them are becoming, politicians. So you might want to start paying attention with what some of the other minorities are doing, because all of that fighting that we did as a group of people, I'll never take that away and not talk about that. But you better pay attention that they are now getting the minority status, and they're not thinking like you, and they're almost twice the population that we are in this country, and they're not thinking like us. And they're voting people in like the guy that you don't like. You see what I'm saying? And
then it's gonna be going on for longer.
Guess who we mad at? We mad at each other, and we on the talk. We out here talking about one another and what we doing to each other that's wrong, versus looking at somebody that's double the population, that's still doubled your population, that's still considered a minority, that gets the perks that you get as being a minority, that falls under that minority status. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you mad at the wrong one. It's like I said,
they keep us bad and they keep you distracted.
Well, that's what you do. You put shit out there and get mad at Snoop and them for this goofy ass, dumb ass reason. The truth of the matter is, we should have been done with Snoop and all that talking years ago. When y'all
like
was,
I said,
when y'all was
on
hoes
trial
and
for
bitches, you know what I'm saying?
when he was on trial for murder, or like again, I don't know nothing about the case. I mean, I remember it from when I was a kid, but I guarantee the person that was murdered, that they were accused of murdering, was another black person, and then this was another young black person on trial for potentially murder. Now he got found not guilty or whatever, but it's still like, let's stop celebrating nigga shit and start doing better as a community. Like, stop letting these niggas or these rappers or whoever be the community, raise up some people that's really about the community and about something. That's too much like, right. We are, like I said, we're just a emotional group of people that you can't tell them nothing. Like I just was like, okay, I got it. People like, I think it's called the ADL. Like they came out and basically were like, yeah, like we saw Elon yesterday, but we just think that he's just, he wasn't meaning anything.
You
that
say
was
he put the
racially.
Nazi sign up?
People
I heard.
was like, nah.
Let
That's
me
what
ask.
he meant.
Let me ask you something. You say he
Yep.
put the L Hitler. I didn't see that. I don't know. I
He
wasn't watching
he
it. But
put his hand to his heart and he said, I owe my heart to all of you.
okay.
And he went out. But he's also, a lot of people they don't register that Elon Musk is autistic. He's the extreme genius autistic, but he's socially awkward. Like
so are there been some shout out or people from the
yes, everybody, CNN, everybody
well,
was
I'm
like,
not
oh, it's for
CNN
CNN
is the
putting off Hitler.
Right.
Yeah,
CNN
and that's what I said.
they're the
Look up the BBC. I said, don't look at Fox and don't look at CNN. Like literally educate yourself to figure out what's going on. Look at the 60 seconds before the picture that it's still picture of people putting his hand out. Like you have to stop being emotional. And we have too much education or too much information at our fingertips to be emotional and stupid. I'm like, you cannot just, you're choosing to be ignorant. I cannot have a conversation with people who are choosing to be ignorant. And it's like, and then when you show them the facts, they're like, why does Trump get to be the president and he got felonies? They need to take that off jobs. Well, guess what? Maybe you should go to your city council and say, we should make for certain jobs, felons should be able to apply. Like nobody wants to do the work. They just want to complain and be emotional about it. Like my thing is like, guess what? It's no rule that says if you have a felony, you can't be the president. Because if it was, guess what? He wouldn't be the president. Like you can't get mad because it's not something put in place. And maybe they do put something in place. It's not going to backdate to Trump. Like, let it go. He's in. Like, if you want to take some money and run, and lead the charge of making sure we don't ever get another felon as a president, take over. But they don't want to. It's just emotional. It's like, go take a nap, go smoke a blunt, go eat something, go do something that soothes whatever uncomfortableness you're dealing with. But like, stop acting like you're a person of action or you really want change. You don't. You just want your way. And that's what children do. That's what little babies do to throw tantrums. But it's like real adults get to like solutions. But like just being emotional, like, yeah, I'm like, listen, this is why Black people are where we at in every category, socioeconomically, financially, like everything. And it's like, okay, but nobody wants to do nothing. They just want to still be emotional. Okay, be emotional.
Okay.
And Wyatt ain't saying I said it.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying. I think you have a point in certain aspects of the argument. In order to make change, or if you don't want to see felons as the president, work to make it where felons can't be president. I know a lot of felons that's working.
I had brothers that was felons. Yeah, I know. That worked.
Once again, the argument is kind of crazy to me because that's been a standing argument that felons don't get hired. And I know a lot of felons that be like, man, that's bullshit. I might not have got the first job. And
getting to the money and getting to it. Like, it just depends on your mind.
Yeah, we had that conversation last week. And the thing is I know some guys that use that felon argument just to be lazy on their old girl. So it's cool. I ain't tripping on it. I'm going to move on, though, Amber. I appreciate you calling.
Have a good one, Wyatt.
Take it easy, baby. Thanks for engaging with us. Phone line is open. I got to go here in a second, though. I'm at the top of the hour. It's all about what we discussed before we got there. It got to something about all the Musk and all them guys. I didn't see that. I can't defend it. I'm not trying to defend. I don't know. I ain't see none of that. I wasn't even watching it. I was at the football game and doing what I do. I wasn't paying attention to none of that other. I mean, I was having a blast with my partners from the past, and that's just what it was. So I'll look into those things and see what's happening. But you know what I've learned is the more information that I have, the better decisions I'm gonna make. That's just how it go. And you know, yeah. Let me go to the phone lines, man. I was gonna show this video, and I got videos of Nelly explaining his reason of why he did what he did at the crypto ball. I have Soldier Boy video. I have it's Big Meech's not birthday, but his welcome home. Big Meech from the penitentiary doing like 30 years in the penitentiary. And look at all the rappers that are on the banner to perform at Big Meech's party. Welcome home, Meech. Appreciate you being who you were. You're a pillar to the community. You flooded the communities, and you added prostitution and drug usage and all that old shit to our communities. Gangbangers banged over territory. And we look up to you because you're a rich dope boy. You had your way in the penitentiary. You can do. I've seen stories. I've seen the stories. I've seen testimony from people saying that Big Meech didn't want for nothing in the penitentiary. Now he comes home as a glorified drug dealer, and he gets more respect than a black dentist. I don't understand that. So my point is, you all want to cancel these guys for performing at a crypto ball, but you don't want to cancel them for being what they are to the community. Get it? Got it. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, Kim, folks?
Hey, what's up, twin? What's good with you, brother?
Congratulations to your little higher states.
Thank you. Sorry, I was drinking. Sorry about that. I appreciate it. OH! I know he ain't gonna do it.
Nah.
Sorry about that, brother.
Hey, Wyatt. Got something to say, man. You hear me?
I can hear you, bro. Go ahead.
It ain't about a glorification or anything, like it's about respect. I grew up like south side of Chicago, Inglewood, one of the hardest areas in the city, besides the west side.
Okay.
Besides me, I had a, game and everything, knowledge about everything. But when I saw my peers, gang banging, selling drugs, my uncle now with Corvettes and Cadillacs, my daddy with different Cadillacs, money and everything. Hey, I need some of that. This how you get it, twin. Be careful, it's a game. You win, you go lose. But watch out for these fuck niggas.
Watch out for what?
These fuck niggas. Niggas just go backstab, go get you in the back. Hey, Wyatt, my intention wasn't doing that, but when I saw that money, I had to go. Wyatt, imagine you gang banging. Look like you at war every day. Bullets flying across your head. Every day waking up today. Wonders you go live. Ain't about a glorification. See, I tell a story. And what my life, what I've been through. Big Meech, whatever he did for the community or any other player who sold dope. Hey, congratulations.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Let me ask you something. Do you think Big Meech did more for the community than damage?
Why you think he's getting praised?
Why do I think he's getting praised? Because there's a culture of people that think money is you praise money, and money brings
about that. It's about respect, and it's about what he did for the community.
Bro, if he didn't have a dime, they wouldn't respect him. If he was not into that money getting criminality shit, they would not respect him.
Okay, Wyatt.
I mean, I'm being honest. I'm just saying, if he was a regular
Wyatt,
Joe
if
dude,
if they ever let Larry Hoover out, I guarantee you the whole city go celebrate it. Whether you're a Vice Lord, Blackstone, whatever, it's about how it is. It's about respect. Regardless of you
But how do you get
He'll
that
up-
respect? What do you do
You-
to gain that respect?
You already gained the respect.
No.
By the loyalty,
Everybody's
by
not
people being
born.
loyal to you.
No. Everyone's not born with respect out of the hood. You got to do some shit. You got to define yourself in the hood to get respect. That type of respect. Hood dudes don't respect the average Joe in the hood, man. They'll respect the elderly, the older guys by getting out the way. But I'm talking about how do you get that type of love?
How you think he got the love and respect, man?
By
For what he
being a
did for the
gangster.
people.
By being a
By
gangster.
being what?
By being a gangster, by being feared. They didn't love him because he was a good guy. They respect him because they feared him. There's
They
a
didn't fear
difference.
nothing. They could have.
What?
Every man got an X on his back.
Huh?
His name. Every man got an X on his back. He can carry. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a story. Willie Lord, one of the head chiefs of the conservative vice lord, Al West, had respect for the whole West Side. He
Al
get out,
West.
thought
The
he was
Al West out of Cincinnati?
Willie Lord, man.
No.
Out of
You said,
Chicago.
excuse me, I'm not trying to be funny. Some of these names are familiar. I'm familiar with some of these names. Are you talking about Al West out of Cincinnati?
I said Willie Lord.
Oh, I'm sorry. I heard Al West in that at the beginning. I'm sorry. Maybe I was just triggered, but I thought, was it just me? I thought you said Al West. I'm sorry about that, but go ahead.
I said Willie Lord out of Chicago. He got out of jail, thought he was going to be top authority. They killed them, the shorties did. Even though he had respect for the community and everything. But they weren't going to let that ride and everything. So he thought he was having, it was up and moving area now. The young folks shining and everything. And so he had to be off the streets. But they paralyzed him and all that. Like, no, you don't get no respect around here no more. Because he got out, thought he would go, take over.
So why did he lose respect?
He lost his respect because people didn't look into him. Because the things he did. He sent hits to the wrong people. So I can go deep, but I don't want to go into that. And everything I'll talk to you face to face.
Did he go against gang code? Is that what it is?
Pretty much.
Okay. So he lost respect for no longer being a gangster.
That was my point. That conversation down for a minute.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't want to go, because it's some goofies on here that think this is a joke out here, but it's not. And I don't want to go back and forth on those goofies.
I understand. Let's move on.
Yeah. So it's about respect and everything. And people, it's up to you, Wyatt, to buy my product. But you come to me when your daughter want a damn Girl Scout cookie sale or a lemonade sale.
Oh my God, that's not the same, twin. Selling dope and selling cookies
you
are not the same.
You ain't gotta buy my product.
You don't. But there's a combination.
Look, I'm doing my thing.
Twin,
I'm doing my thing.
I got to explain something to you though. People like Snoop Dogg glorify selling dope, and then you got other people in that same industry that glorify having a plastic cup full of shit, full of you know what it is, bro. And then they drink that lean. Okay, there's people that glorify that shit in the music, and it's addicting our children. And by the time
where the lean coming from, Wyatt? Don't you get it from the government and all that?
No, who the fuck? Why do we keep saying that shit? Let me tell you something, twin. There's people on this platform right now. If you drop the kilo of dope in their home, which is worth whatever it's worth, they have not raised their children to take that kilo out and dub it up. They wouldn't know what to do with it. They wouldn't care what to do with it. They would run from it.
Why? Who flooded the black community, man?
Man, because something is accessible to you,
who flooded the man? Gone with that, man. Who flooded the black community?
What do you want? You want the traditional answer that everybody's giving
you?
No,
man, because you don't know.
I don't know. You saying I don't know?
Okay. Where do you think it come from, man?
Twin,
the dope and everything.
Twin, let me just be honest with you and tell you this, bro. I already know that if they really wanted to end the war on drugs, it could have been ended 30 years ago.
Okay, then. So stop it. Why?
But
all this come from the government.
Well, the government don't make you smoke dope. Okay? My point was if we raise our children...
You ain't got to buy my product.
I know. But you also don't have to sell it.
Hey, I got to make a hustle some way.
Well, okay. Had you ever thought about selling them Girl Scout cookies you was just talking about?
No, I purchased them.
Okay, you missed the point there. I'm just saying.
No, I ain't never thought about it.
I'm
I
just
sold
saying the Girl
lemonade and
Scout
icy cups
cookies
and everything.
would be less detrimental to your community than dope. That's all I'm saying to you, brother. There's a whole lot of other things that we could be selling to one another other than dope. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
And for the
I
people
don't
that's
knock
listening,
nobody else,
hold
man.
on.
Get it how you live.
I feel the same way. Everybody know that I say that. I ain't gonna knock nobody's hustle.
Okay,
I ain't gonna
man.
stop nobody
That's
from getting.
That's why.
Well, I kind of did knock it a little bit, but I'm not gonna get in the way from anybody getting their money. I know a lot of people that pimping is the same. I feel the same way about pimping. I think that's just as detrimental to the community as drugs. I think anytime you put something in front of somebody and it's messing up their life, it's not just messing up their life, it's messing up a community's life.
These conversations we're having right now, you couldn't talk that 30 years ago, Wyatt.
I know. We didn't have leaders that spoke up like this. I know. I would have got my head knocked off.
You're right. So you would have said, man, why you pimping that? You couldn't talk that kind.
Well, they still got it that way because you got people that say they don't want to come over here and talk or don't want to listen to my show because I'm a conservative. And I think that I just talk about the betterment and how we can do things a little bit different.
They don't want a good life and know the kid knowledge. See, they want to listen to.
Well, that's what happens. 30 years ago, you said I couldn't have said the things I'm saying now, and I agree with you. I agree because I would have got my head knocked off. Now it's canceled because they don't want to give you a chance to say anything because if you talk right, if you talk bad about Snoop Dogg, you're the outcast. You the sellout because you're talking bad about Snoop Dogg. When in fact, Snoop Dogg has not done anything good for the community. I mean, yeah, he got some little football teams out there. He put uniforms on some kids, but that's like passing out. Wait a minute, hold on. But that's like Nino. Hold on, twin. That's like Nino passing out turkeys on Thanksgiving to me. You're gonna kill your community with a bunch of dope and then give away turkeys to people in the same community. And you look like the hero. That just don't match with me. I'm sorry.
I mean, I understand that. I mean, if I know the stuff I know now, but hey, it is what it is, man. That's how I look at it. And I don't praise or nothing like that, but hey, get your money, man.
But I don't agree with that. I hate to say
it. We don't know what Snoop and Rick Ross gonna do behind them once they get off them cameras.
Okay.
We don't know that.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It don't matter what they do away from the camera. They're not being used and paid for the things they do behind the camera. That's my whole point. They getting paid to do what they do in front of the camera. And what's crazy to me is this. People say that they tap dance at that crypto ball the other day. I say contrary to that. I say they tap dancing in their careers to be at the top of the game so they continue to add destruction to our communities and normalize it.
They're entertained. They say money talk BS walk. If they get paid, get paid. Keep on performing at home. Knocker balls, whatever y'all performing. Okay. It is what it is. You're entertained.
You're right. All I'm saying
but I
to you
understand
is
what you're coming from. Now, last thing with that Jew thing, with your boy, Elon. He ain't your boy, my bad. If Jews got a problem with him doing that, they'll address it. We ain't got to address nothing. I seen what he did. It is what it is. The Jews, hey, they don't want to X you
actually, that's a good point. I was asking that. I was trying to ask that to Amber when she called.
Man, if I don't the Jews got a problem with they will X you out.
Yeah,
if they really got a problem with him, hey, you don't dare whisper in Trump here. If this little hunky do that again, whatever he is, we at your neck.
Well, that's a possibility. I did have that question when Amber said that. I'm like, I haven't seen any of it.
About, man?
I haven't.
We need to just focus on ourselves.
And
mind our business, man. That's why we can't come because we hate so much. For what? Just for what, man?
Well, I'll be honest with you and say that, look, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound kind of odd to a lot of people, but I really do believe that some people who talk crazy and get off of the real issues, they're passionate, and I really think they have good intentions. It's the same way people feel about when I say the things I say. I say what I say with good intent, but it may not have been delivered properly, or they take what I say out of context and they may not get it. But it's not because I don't have love for my people. It's I say it a certain way and it might have been taken out of context.
That's what I believe about me, man. You know, my delivering logic and everything don't make sense to y'all. Oh, weird. I'm gonna keep on giving you twin raw. Man, I ain't gotta give it to y'all because professor proper. Like, no, it's me. It's what's coming off my mind and my chest. It's how I feel. hard love to every woman and man in here, man. I'm for my people. I ain't never against. I ain't never been a hating ass nigga on this earth. I've been on here, Lord's will, 44 years, man. Been blessed and everything. No stress, a little bit. But I'm telling you, man, I got love for all people, man. I ain't with it, I ain't never been in no politics situation like this. I voted and shit my first time doing Obama and everything. Then left that and I ain't follow up. And I voted for Trump twice. And then you red flag me because I'm bad with the nigga. It is what it is, man. I ain't mad about your vote. Your man ain't come to, or he might come to, whoever. But it is what it don't get mad. It's my opinion. It's my facts. If I want to vote for them, man, it is what it is.
Well,
Keep it moving, man. I got something else to worry about, the election and
well,
all that. I
twin,
ain't
I'm sorry to
really
say
thinking
this to you,
about that
brother.
when I
I'm
waking up.
sorry to say this to you. I don't know if that offends you or makes you mad, but the next time somebody tell you that or whatever, I mean, just make sure you know that your vote didn't put him over the top.
I already know that.
Okay,
Come on,
all
and it
right.
was a white man and them damn Latinos. And Latinos said before he pimped them and said, y'all don't vote for me and all that. They eating cats and dogs. And yeah, he tricked them. And now they got to vote for Latinos and white lady. Come on, man. If Hillary couldn't get in, what makes you think she was going to get in? I don't care if she had a late start. She wasn't going to get in there, period. And people don't look at the facts of it. He pimped the whole show. Y'all knew he wasn't going. He was already selected while y'all was out there doing concerts and raffle tickets. Man, he was already selected. Oh, y'all should have been known that. No fake assassination and all that. But people want to he come did it. But y'all snoozed on Trump and everything. Snuck up on y'all. Whole time, threw y'all mind off, listening to it. And he
Well,
got y'all ass. They eating gas and dog. Got their ass now. She
well,
took
I
flight,
don't
man.
know if it quite worked that way because there were issues that people were drawn to,
Man,
and
y'all drawn to it was Diddy and then fake
well, not
assassination, man.
everybody
Come
pay
on.
attention to that type of stuff, twin. See, that's what I think a lot of us have a problem with is we think when we speak for like we're a monolith. Like I hate using that because it seems to be a normal terminology now, but we tend to act like all black people are the same when in fact we're not. And it's like that's what really bothers me more than anything. Let me give you a perfect example, if I may. Can I, twin? And I want you to be
Did you
here.
even listen to it, man, when he said they eat cats and dogs and they taking black jobs? And then what you think the vote? When he said all that, he was just pump faking, man. I know I got them. They go vote for me
Well,
so
listen.
they can come home. And then they fell for it. You know damn well we gonna take no job. People in Chicago could have told you that. They weren't really taking no black job. Man, that was some damn bullshit to get them damn votes. He know what he was doing. People
So
fell
you
for it.
thought that was
Fell for it.
strategic. You thought that was strategic, and that made who? So let me ask you. You think that he said that because he was fooling white people to vote for him because they were
Man, he
because
was pump faking the Latinos, man.
so that you
He knew
thought wait a minute,
he knew them
twin, I'm
black
trying to
folks. A
get an
lot of black
understanding of
ones
what you're
go
saying.
ride with him. He knew a lot of black ones go ride with him. They was going for her, but he tricked the Latinos and everything. Like man, hey, they got eating cats and dog at the border. We go
Okay,
see you
all right,
back.
I
Oh,
can't.
Trump, I'm not gonna see you back. And so I'm gonna vote for you. And that's how he tricked them, man. Ran game up on 'em.
Okay,
People don't understand,
all
man. They
right,
want
bro.
to, twin don't know each other. Okay. I know how it was played. You just look at it, open your eyes. He kept
Okay,
saying it over and over.
all right.
They
Well,
eat cats and dogs and they at the border and all that. Oh, we can't do that. Oh no. He gonna send us back home and trick. That's how he got them, man.
okay.
Look at
I
the
just
stats, man. Numbers don't lie. People want to hard say, hey, y'all better wake up because y'all lost 15 years behind. So y'all better low. And wait, hey, I want you to do me a favor. From here to June or July, watch out for New York, Wyatt, and 3 other major cities. It's about to be a destruction. And watch out for that RSV virus that's about to shoot around. It's mainly about to hit the youth, man. Babies, infants, and look, daughters, ages like my daughter, age 11 and 12. Watch, man, it's coming.
hmm,
Just pay attention, man.
all
From
right.
here on out to July, just watch. All right, man. I'm gonna keep listening, man. I don't care who hate. Just pay attention, man.
All
I'll
right.
keep listening,
All right,
man. I'm
twin. I
telling you.
appreciate your
All right,
engagement, man. Thank you.
man.
All right, bro. I'm gonna change the subject. I got 5 minutes. I'm gonna wet your taste buds. I'm gonna get back to where I'm gonna get back to. I don't know, Carolyn. You tell me. Donna, y'all tell me what the fuck. Duck! Look out! I don't know the fuck. You thought I was gonna ask? That would have been another 20 minutes. Shit. I'm not asking. I am DH. What the fuck? I'm like, okay. I mean, I get it. I know what he's. Look, I was gonna make a point. I don't really want to do this anymore. But what I was gonna say, and I wanted to do it with Twin on the phone, but I'll let him just listen to this. I'm gonna use Jerica and Twin before and after. Just saying. I'm gonna use Jerica and Twin to make this point. Beautiful people, both beautiful brown people, but just can't. They won't see the same thing the same way. Interpretations of things will be totally different. That's not saying one is right and one is wrong. It's just saying Jerica is not from that environment. Twin is not from her environment. Just because they look alike, have some things in common when it comes down to how we, black people, we all are not the same. It's a perfect example. You can't have it in your face any better way than that. Jerica has never grown up in the hood. She's been around different type of decision making. It's a beautiful thing. I think that's how all our children should be. Let me say this to anybody who wants to say that I sound crazy as hell. But I'm from the hood. Mama Birch from the hood. We know what it is. But now if you gave us a choice, if you asked me where I wanted to be born, and I say the hood, now don't get it twisted. I'm not ashamed of it. And I'm not ashamed that I lived there and grew up there and we had fun. But the truth of the matter is, if I thought the hood was fun, so much fun, I'd have raised my family there. It'd have been cheaper. I could have bought a block, a whole block. So no, it ain't nothing to necessarily. Look, man, you ever been through something in your life that was the worst thing popping at that time and you lived through it and you lived through it to be able to tell a story? You know what I'm saying? You've been able, like, you ever been through, okay, ladies, I know this is a perfect analogy. You ever been through a bad relationship that may have gone 2 years too long? And now 5 years, 6 years, 10 years later, you still remember that relationship and you talking to one of your girlfriends. He used to beat your ass back then. Now you didn't live to get through it and you can kind of smile and laugh about it a little bit. Like, I can't believe I was dumb as hell, girl. Shit. What was I thinking? I love that dumb dude. And because you laugh at it or might have a different opinion about it or you feel a certain way about it now, don't take away the severity of what it really was at that time. You just see it different now. You know what I'm saying? So when you see somebody, Jericho, when you see somebody like Twin making these comments or making these, showing you, or, his stories are very unfamiliar. The way you see his stories, he's seen those stories in real time. The way you seen these stories was through the news. Your interpretation of his stories are going to be totally different because it was in real time to him. That's kind of like why I can sit here and hear it and listen to him and understand. Mama Birch can understand what he's talking about too. She done been around. I shouldn't say this, Mama Birch, but you know this to be true. You know that Lavender family. You know them hustlers. You know the Callaways down the way. Y'all know what it was. You can understand exactly what some of the people that seem to be glorifying. You know where they're coming from. Their interpretation of that bad lifestyle is just different than somebody that may not have ever experienced it hands-on. So I think it's only fair to give everybody their opportunity to say what they say. If we don't get it, because there's some things, bro, like if somebody came on here and grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth and was telling me how it was at the yacht club and shit every weekend, or playing tennis and the tennis coach told them some funny shit, I probably wouldn't find any of their jokes funny because it wouldn't be familiar to me. I wouldn't be able to relate to what they're talking about. She said, not my blood. You know how Lynn Street used to be. Come on, mama. Come on now. If we gonna be over here, we gotta keep some of this shit real funky. You know what it was. But yeah, she laughing at it. She know what I'm saying. So guys that may not have experienced some of the things in real time like some of us did, we're not glorifying it. But we've been through some traumas. We've seen some things. And we can look back and kind of laugh at it. And we can also look at the situation and say, Snoop's not regular. Rick Ross is not regular. They feeding into a community that we came from, and my friends went to the penitentiary for putting Scarface CDs in. They used to go hit licks and put the music on before they go hit the lick. That was the motivation. That was the theme song. If you've never been in a car, if you never rode with 3 or 4 of your friends in a stolen car, you may not know what that feel like. It ain't nothing to brag about. But if you don't know where the motivation comes from them kids doing shit like that, then your argument of why they shouldn't be doing it or how they doing it or why they doing it and where the ball was dropped with those kids and this and this, your argument might be a little bit different than somebody that's been sitting there like the dope fiend PhD therapist. I feel like that sometimes. I feel like since I've experienced some of these things, I have a little bit different interpretation of how it really goes. So when people sit back and talk about all Lil Ricky had to do, all Lil Ricky had around him was the dope, and this, and all that's all he knew. That's his choices. That's all he could do. That's all that you could do down there. No, it ain't. You know how many girls and guys graduated from Taft High School without a felony? You know how many people graduated from Bloom Junior High and went on to high school without getting in trouble? You know how many people from the hood don't actually go to fucking jail? A lot of us. The problem that I have is when you talk all that shit like that, when you talk bad about the community, it sounds like you're talking about everybody. When one make a bad decision, we all make a bad decision. When one go to jail, that's what we do, is we just go to jail. That sounds crazy as hell to me. No, that motherfucker over there made the choice to do that shit. Not one of my friends who ended up in the penitentiary had to be there. They had the same choices in life that I had. Every last one of them chose to be the big man on campus, chose to be the motherfucker that wanted the Dior shoes, wanted all the cool, clean shit. Listen to Twin's stories. I understand what he's saying. I understand. That don't make it right. I just understand it. Let me play this one little short video. This is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. The right people need to be here for this one. I keep trying to tell y'all it's about what we know, what you need to know. Stop talking about what you don't have, what they not giving us. Just say, I don't have the right information. I don't have the information I need to be able to do what they do. Stop saying that they have privilege. They privileged to the information maybe. But we live in a world right now. Stop calling these freaking things phones. Stop calling these cell phones. These are computers that you can make a call on. Stop calling cell phones cell phones. They handheld computers that you can happen to make a phone call and send text and emails. You can do a hell of a lot more on this device than make a phone call. So it's more of a computer than it is anything. And we live in a world right now where there's no reason that you can't have the information. But the first piece of information you need to know is what you need to know. And nobody wants to admit it. Nobody wants to admit, I just don't know what I need to know to get where I want to go, to be what I want to be. I know what I want to be. I want to be a dentist. I want to be a rocket scientist. I want to be this. I want to be a librarian. I want to be this. I want to be that. But if you don't have the proper people in front of you to help you figure out what you need to do to get there, you at a deficit. It's going to be impossible almost to do it. This man right here, if y'all remember a long time ago, I told you a story about my grandmother saving bonds. Told me this at a young age. My grandmother didn't know that. My grandmother just made it to high school. She graduated from Taft High School. You understand what I'm saying? She graduated from Taft High School. She had a high school diploma. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. My grandmother spent 35 years working for McAlpin's retail. She started out working 12 years in the tea kettle, in the tea shop. She scrubbed the toilet starting out. She cleaned the bathrooms and all that other shit. She got a raise to be able to serve people in the tea kettle. Then she moved on after being 12 to 13 years in that little spot. And then she did the rest of her time working for McAlpin's, serving people in the clothing stores. She had no background in financial literacy or anything. Let me say this one last thing before I move to this video. If you want me to tell you the truth about school, here are the two things that I believe that school needs to teach our kids. They can teach you all the math, science, all that shit you want, history, all that. The argument that comes from me is teach us two things. Teach us financial literacy and teach us capitalism. Sound like a bad word, don't it? But once you learn what capitalism is, you'll have a better understanding. You'll have a better explanation of how business actually works and why things do what they do. The mechanisms of what control pricing, what controls everything. Example. This is bad financial literacy right here. I give you $10 worth of scratch-offs, lottery scratch-offs. You go buy $10 worth of scratch-offs. You win $3. And I look at you and I say, well, how you do? I won $3. No, motherfucker, you lost $7. See that? See what I'm saying? You just bought $10 worth of scratch-offs. And you pull back $3 of your money. You didn't win $3, fool. You lost $7. And until you teach financial literacy and capitalism, those two things right there will get you through all the other misinterpreted shit that you're going through in life. When you don't understand how these tech billionaires are coming up and you think it's just because they connected and this and this and that, they had to get there. When you don't see a lot of businesses in your hood, you'll know why when they teach you financial literacy and capitalism. You'll learn. You done been taught that capitalism is bad. Well, it's actually it's what gets you out of your circumstances. Every facet of it. Let me show you this before I go. This is it right here. This guy reminds me of my grandmother so bad. If y'all remember, my grandmother told me out of my check, when I first start working at Globe Records, she didn't make me, she taught me how to go get a $25 savings bond every time I got paid. Y'all remember me telling you that story? This man right here has never made over $12 an hour and has a net worth of $500K. Look at this story. It's 1 minute long. Check it out.
He's never made more than $12 an hour. Never earned more than $20,000 a year.
How you doing?
So how could he know something about corporate profits? I had to pry.
So Earl, what's your net worth?
$500,000.
$500,000?
Yeah.
From working here?
Working here.
That's amazing.
Over $500,000 net worth on a parking lot wage. Now Mr. Earl had my full attention. How did he do it?
Stop working so hard and let the money work for you.
He started investing $25 each month into a mutual fund and did that consistently for 15 years. By the late 70s, his net worth was $25,000. He bought stock in blue chips like IBM and Coca-Cola that paid dividends and...
Instead of taking the dividends and parking it, let it set or let it reinvest itself and it increased my shares. And the more shares I had, the more dividend I had. Eventually, the more money I have down the road.
He believed in the power of compound interest and stocks for the long haul. Today, Earl's stock portfolio alone is worth more than $500,000. And yes, his house is paid for. And no, he doesn't carry any credit card debt.
It's what you know to do. It's the information. Nobody's stopping us from getting the information. But what we got to do is we got to be smart. We got to be honest. And we have to say, I just don't know. I just don't know. It's not that I can't do it. It's not that I'm not capable. It's just I don't know what to know. I know I'm behind. I know that there's people that got things that I don't have. I know that these white folks out here got everything. They just move different out the gate. But that don't mean if you don't know the same thing, you can't do that. David said, Rand, you just lost the goofies. Play that video again. I just drained it. I just got rid of it, David. I'll try to pull it up and I'll play it again tomorrow. I'll be honest with you guys. I can go on and on and on when it comes down to things like this. Trust me. But I don't want to take people out of their comfort zone. I do appreciate everybody that comes in and listens to me. It takes a lot to do what we do over here because we're going against the grain. And I don't have a problem with my position, where I stand on issues. I don't have a problem with that at all. But I wouldn't trade my position with anybody right now. Peace and love to everybody, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock. OH!
Boy. Hey, shooting my shot like, hey, hit the red dot like, hey, finger on the trigger like, hey, shooting my shot like, hey, hit the red dot like, hey, hitting her spot like, hey, I gotta get it, man. Shout out, I hit it. I'm fully committed like, hey, I studied the target. I'm never gonna miss it. I call that precision like, hey, shooting my shot like, hey, hit the red dot like, hey, finger on the trigger like, hey. Grandma was in there, auntie was in it, mama had AAA. I wasn't scared to crash anyone anyway. I ride a shotty while bro had a shotty like we in the getaway. I gotta penetrate, I gotta generate. I got like 20 some years to my hood, now I gotta go live away. I'm out of town, but I'm not on the getaway. I spin a giveaway. Fuck you mean, I'm the generous king for real. I fuck her to sleep, then I light up the street. Got her screaming like Billie Jean for real. I'm from the M, I got M's in the bank and M's in all my streams for real. Feeling like Phil, they be living like Carlton if I leave him in the wheel. Shooting my shot like, ayy, hit the red dot like, ayy, finger on the trigger like, ayy, shooting my shot like, ayy, hit the red dot like, ayy, hitting her spot like, ayy, I gotta get it, man. Shout out, I hit it. I'm fully committed like, hey. I studied the target, I'm never gonna miss it. I call that precision like, hey. Shooting my shot like, hey. Hit the red dot like, hey. Finger on the trigger like, hey. Baby, I'm loving the taste. I think I'm ready for kids. She said when it stop trying to come in her face. That makes sense. I'm going up past LA Brent. I'm going off no fence, they switch. Yeah, me and my team go back like plastic cup boys on some tailgate shit. Okay, hold, look. All eyes on me, ho. I feel like I'm Truman. No, we finna win it, cause I'm about to lose it. I don't give a fuck what computers is putin'. I go off a field, no heads, just shoot it. I die for my team, I'm the coach, I'm recruiting. I'm spending my time and I'm saving the day, ho. I feel like a mutant. I'm built like a student. I'm feeling bilingual, cause I'm in Nigeria. Rocking the Cuban, smoking on Cubans. My life is a highlight reel that I keep on looping. You can't just tell me shit, ho. You gotta prove it. These niggas stealing, their first name is Lupin. I'm hitting harder than bitch, I uke. And they sending shots, but I'm high, just juke it. Hitting my dance, motherfucker, I'm B.I.G. You know I can't forget that I do it. Shooting my shot like, ayy, hit the red dot like, ayy, finger on the trigger like, ayy, shooting my shot like, ayy, hit the red dot like, ayy, hitting her spot like, ayy, I gotta get it, man. Shout out, I hit it. I'm
target, I'm never gonna miss it. I call that precision like, okay. Shoot him my shot like, hey. Hit the red dot like, hey. Finger on the trigger like,